So we're working with Karen. We're doing a carver wave again. And we started with an olaplex treatment diluted with water with our proper ratio and treated all the links and ends. We let that process, thoroughly rinsed everything out. And then we worked with our 5+ Protopack solution, and we actually dried that into the hair and then rinsed that completely out, and that built more protein into the cuticle layer to help give us more support in body and prime the porosity. As we wrapped, we used our Insecure to help balance the porosity through the links and ends also. As we go through and wrap with our Perm solution, we're going to apply to the back area first, where the hair is a little bit more resistant. She is tinted with demi-permanent color, and then she also has 20 volume highlights. Less than 30% of the hair is highlighted. So we're going to process the back area for the first 5 minutes and then move forward to the top. So when we're doing a texture service, we also want to treat it the same as you would with a color service. Where there's more fragile hair or more resistant hair, we want to start in those areas first or adjust our timing for that. So we're now at the end part. We're finishing by adding a little bit of neutralizer to the links and ends to ensure even saturation all through, just in case it didn't get to the underneath or one of the areas. And that's going to ensure that we lock in that curl. And at this point, you could also gently massage just to remove any roller marks or band marks in the hair. And whenever you're neutralizing, you always want to just keep the hair soft. You can gently scrunch through to make sure all the product is emulsified through. Okay, here's Karen's finished look after we did a carver wave with extra small. We used an acid wave for highlighted hair. We treated with olaplex first, and we altered our timing. So on the top, Karen's hair tends to be more resistant, so we did the top and the back area first and let that process for 5 minutes. Then we came back to the side area where the hair's a little bit finer and the highlights were around the face, and we processed that for the last 15. So it was a total timing of 20 minutes, 5 on the top and the back to get it started, and then a little extra on the front and the sides just so it wasn't the whole timing. Okay, so I was talking with my one client, and she was saying about the old rods tended to grab and get stuck because they had all these little rough little spines on them, and it tended to tangle in the hair when you were trying to get them out, it pulled. So I thought that was a really good point to look at, like how the old ones would tangle around the top and where all these little spines and teeth, and you'd get these little hairs that would get caught when you're trying to unwind long hair in a perm, and then the cap could get tangled around, so you're always fighting and pulling and trying to get everything apart without pulling the client's hair to get the waves. Also, you would have to use 2 traditional rods to equal a carver rod. So now when we have a traditional carver rod, this is an extra small, it just easily slides right out, even without unwinding it, just pulling, and you get the same wave pattern and effect from one rod instead of having to use 2, and there was no tangles or pulls that were in the hair. So that was a great tip that the client shared with us of a benefit of a carver rod, of not having those spines in the teeth or the cap to be able to get caught on the hair. When you're working with a carver, it's just very smooth and clean and nothing to get tangled.